Will Hall, the head coach at the great Southern Mississippi, once said when he was asked, what is the number one thing a recruit can help themselves get recruited and land an offer?
The number one thing is you've got to get them to go to camp at the level that they are good enough to play. And I know that's hard to get a kid to understand. And it's especially hard to get all those gurus that y'all have at parents. Because let's be honest, they know way more about it than all y'all do. There is way more good players out there that are worthy of playing college football than there is scholarships available.
Around this time of year, guys, it is camp season. From May to the season starts in August, it will invade your Facebook, it will invade your Instagram, and it is definitely going to invade your Twitter. And Coach Hall is 100% right. The best way for you to land an offer is to get a live evaluation from a coaching staff. Going to the right camp that will put you in the position to land an offer. Because while camps are great, there are dozens and dozens of them out there that will do absolutely nothing for you but waste your time, waste your money, and give you false hope. And that is the reality of the situation. I have been in this industry long enough to know that happens a lot, especially going into your senior year. In this video, I am going to teach you about the types of camps you should go to, the types of camps you should avoid going to, how much money you should spend on camps, what to do to prepare yourselves going into a camp. So what's up, guys? I'm Alex Agrella, and welcome back, or welcome to Recruiting Board. Everybody's been asking me to do advice videos, so here we go. Haven't done one of these in a while. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, join the RB Army, and share this with somebody you know will benefit from it. All right, guys, let's jump right in. The number one rule on the types of camps you want to go to, you want to go to a camp that is on a college campus. Oh, well, duh, Alex, right? But let me explain. Any camp that is worth going to must be on a college campus, because if it is not, it limits who can even go to those camps, because Division I colleges are not permitted by the NCAA to go to a camp that isn't at a school. Doesn't matter if it's a D3 school, doesn't matter if it's a D2 school, a Division I school has to be at a college. They can't just go to a high school camp and just show up. That is an NCAA rule violation, and you can run that by any Division I coach. They will not go to a camp that is not hosted by a college. Camps that aren't at a college, just lower level schools can go to, like Division III colleges can go to it, and I think Division II colleges can go to it, but I know for a fact Division I colleges can't go to them. So always stick to camps that are on college campuses. It's the safest bet. Not only that, but you want to go to these camps so you can get a live evaluation in front of the coaches. That is literally the best way for them to see you, for them to get to know you, and for you to get to know them. You get to see what type of coaching you can get from them. They get to see what type of potential you do have. You get to spend personal time with these coaches, form relationships with them. You get to see the school to see if you actually want to go there as a student. But if you're at a camp that's not on a college campus, it just defeats the purpose in a lot of ways. Not only that, but if I'm a college coach and I see that this kid has invested his time and his money to go and see the college, I'm much more likely to offer that kid if he has a good camp, because I already know, okay, this kid is willing to come here. He did well. Let's offer this kid. That's a no-brainer to me. Another tip, you want to go to a camp that isn't big. The smaller, the better. Here's the thing, and this is another part of Will Hall's clip. Look what he said about his camp.
We've had 3 one-day camps on our campus this year. We had 11 quarterbacks, 7 quarterbacks, and 6 quarterbacks at those 3 camps. Plenty of reps. I know exactly what all those kids can do. Exactly.
The smaller the sample size, the more the coaches can see you. You're not waiting in line to get reps. You have plenty of reps at a smaller camp, and the coaches will be able to see what you're able to do. And what I also want to highlight right here, and this is what Coach Hall said, you want to go to a camp at a school that you are legitimately good enough to play at. That is the hardest thing about camp season, is not overshooting the level you are good enough to play at and missing out on an opportunity somewhere else. And this is where you parents have to step up and be honest with not only your kids, but yourselves, because this is where you can waste so much time in the recruiting process. If you are mainly hearing from Division II and Division III colleges, you need to go to those camps and get in front of those coaches. You have a way higher chance of getting an offer at a camp like that than you would at an FCS school or a Power 5 school. Now, if you want the experience and you're just like, all right, you know what? I want to go to a Power 5 school camp. I want to see what that's like. I want to go compete. I want to go and get better. Then by all means do that, because you know what? I'm all for that, but do not walk in and expect to get an offer, because that just won't happen, and I promise you. Camps you want to go to are also camps that are local to you. Start with camps that you are interested around your area in going to. Those are camps that you will have a way higher chance of actually playing at. You want to go to camps that are maybe a gas tank away from half a tank of gas going there and half a tank of gas going back. That is a good measurement of the types of camps you should be going to. So just to recap, camps you want to go to always have to be on a college campus, 1. 2, you want to go to a camp at a school that you are good enough to be playing at. 3, you want to go to a camp that is relatively local or relatively close to you. And 4, the smaller the camp, the better chance you have of being seen, the more reps you will get. Now that we've talked about the types of camps you want to go to make it worth your time and to make it worth your money, I'm going to tell you about the camps you need to avoid. For starters, this is going to piss some people off, but hey, I've been to enough of these to know, and thank me later. Avoid going to mega camps. Bro.
And guys, the mega camps are a waste of time. We're recorded. Y'all can put it out there that I said. You want to go on campus. When you go to a mega camp with 650 kids,
Hey, it makes sense to me. Get a ton of schools in one place. Get a ton of kids from all different levels. Everybody gets to be evaluated. Everybody gets to be happy. But I promise you, that is not what happens majority of the time at these mega camps. I don't find these camps to be worth it at all. There are hundreds and hundreds of kids at these camps sometimes, and there's just no way that everybody gets a proper evaluation. I mean, it might seem great that your kid can get evaluated in front of coaches from Division 1 to Division 3. Those coaches can't really get a proper evaluation when majority of your time you are waiting in line to literally even get 1 rep.
If I go to a mega camp tomorrow with 200 quarterbacks there, let's be honest. I mean, they're going to get what, 9 reps?
Those coaches aren't going to sit there and evaluate every single kid. They know who they're going to look at going into the mega camp. That's the only reason why they go. Again, I've been to enough of these to know, and I was working on a staff at one point, and I went to 2 mega camps. A lot of those kids, they go straight for the Division 1 coaches anyways. Classic story. There was this quarterback that I saw at a mega camp. He played pretty well that day, and I remember going up and I wanted to talk to him, and he literally said, "Hold on, coach, I gotta go talk to UConn." UConn was not interested in him. The coach was nice enough to say like, "Hey, what's up, man?" That kid ended up playing Division 2 football. He had no business going to the UConn coach and trying to talk to him.
Next time you go to a mega camp, look and see who gets talked to. It's the kids that already had offers from a place. They're just going there to see him and recruit him and love up on him while he's there.
A lot of these kids at the mega camps, they want nothing to do with the smaller colleges to begin with. I'm telling you, those camps are networking opportunities for a lot of these other coaches. I've used them myself. I've met some of my best friends through mega camps. But I am telling you, for recruiting purposes, it is not him. You get all these lists when you go to these camps. There's hundreds of names on there. Do you think for 1 minute, that a college coach is going to sit there and evaluate everyone on that list? No chance, no way, no how that is going to happen. If it takes me telling you to wake you up, that is fine. As long as I save your money and as long as I save your time.
Great. The percentage of a new offer on a mega camp is probably, I bet it's in the single digits.
Wow.
I mean, I would bet.
Very rarely did they see a new kid and just go, okay, he checks all of our boxes, let's offer him. That's bad recruiting because you don't know anything about him. You don't know where he goes to high school. You don't know his family situation. You don't know his GPA. You don't know anything about the kid. So if a kid does land an offer from a mega camp, typically the homework's already been done on it. I want to reiterate, go to a small camp. It's worth way more of your time. It's worth way more of your money for you parents out there. Other types of camps you should avoid going to, camps that are far away. What I mean by that, dude, if you gotta take a plane to go on there, yeah, avoid that because I have seen so many people horribly pick their camp schedule and miss out on all these other opportunities locally to them. And I'm telling you, it is a complete waste of your time and money. If you're in New England and you're going to camps down south, you're going to camps in Florida, like you're going to Florida State Camp, you're going to FIU, you're going to like just those types of camps, but you have no offers from schools up here in New England, that's a horrible decision. You're basically just going on a glorified vacation and playing some football. That is all you are doing. And on your way out, make sure these coaches thank you for donating to them. If I'm a college coach, if I'm in Florida and I'm in Alabama and a kid from like California shows up in my camp, unless that kid is a flat out monster and he just completely balls out, maybe I'd offer him. But if he's one of those kids where I'm like, okay, you know what? He's okay. He's okay. There are people in my own backyard that I can get that are good. Seriously, guys, don't spend all this money on camps that are an absurd amount away. You are missing out on opportunities that are local to you. There's a way higher percentage you're going to get an offer from that school. Back to what I said earlier, start around your state. Another type of camp you should avoid going to are camps hosted by third parties. Now, when I say this, I'm going to tell you, you need to do your own research on this because guys like my man Ahmad Tinker, right, from FRE Sports, he does it right. He has an organization, but he always teams up with colleges and college coaches. He would never host a camp that's not at a college. If you see a camp out there and it's being promoted by a business and it is not at a college, do your research on who those people are because they just might be trying to take your money and they might not give a rat's if you actually go and play college football. We're about to talk about this. I've seen some of these third-party camps that charge like hundreds of dollars for these kids to go to. And I'm like, based off of what? Do not just hand over your money to those people because they advertise it's a showcase or they advertise it's some sort of, recruiting camp. Do your research on who those people are. What are their credentials? If it seems fishy, it is fishy. Okay, so we've talked about the camps to go to. We've talked about the camps to avoid. Now let's talk about what you should spend on a camp, okay? Most certainly do not pay over $200 for a camp, especially that's a one-day camp, okay? Don't do it. Let me read you some of the camps and how much they cost, okay? Here's some around New England. We have Dartmouth Camp. It's $100. Merrimack College is $75. University of New Hampshire, it's $225 for 4 days. You're paying $56 a day. That's a good camp. I've been there many times. I love UNH football camp. URI, $100. Bryant, $60. Outside in New England, Princeton, $100. University of Alabama, $50. Kennesaw State, $60. Jackson State, $21. Mercer, $60. These are their in-person, on-campus camps. Nothing over $200 for a one-day camp. In my mind, if there are other ones that you know of that I should check out that are $200, put it in the comments below. I'll evaluate it and I'll let you know if you should or you shouldn't go to it. It doesn't include travel, guys. Like I said, some of these people out there, they'll spend thousands and thousands just based on travel for a $75 camp. Like, are you kidding me? All right, how to prepare for camps. You want to stretch a ton before the camp. Most camps, when you get there, they're already going to have you do a stretch, but I'm telling you, stretch before anyways, guys. I've seen so many kids just pull a muscle, mainly hamstrings, when they're at those camps because they don't stretch and they don't hydrate properly. Especially when you're down there in the southern states, you need to hydrate properly when you go to those things. Second, that best prepare you for a camp, make sure the colleges know that you are going to those camps. Hey coach, I'll be there. So they know, like going in, like, hey, I need to watch Alex Segrella's film. I need to watch Theo Batchelder's film. And then when you show up to these camps, if you perform well, they go, oh, shoot, we need to offer this kid then. Make sure they know exactly who you are going in. Right before the camp season, if you're a wide receiver, you need to be out there running routes. If you're a defensive lineman, make sure your hands are good. If you're an offensive lineman, make sure you're shuffling your feet. Make sure you got good hips going into these camps. Make sure you are prepared for these camps by physically preparing yourself, by stretching and doing the drills beforehand. A lot of these camps do the same thing. No matter where you go, they're doing 3-cone drills. They'll just be doing catching drills. You name it. It's all generic. It really is at the end of the day, guys. You want to walk in at your absolute best. You do not want to walk in and feeling rusty. You don't want to walk in and be like, oh, I haven't run a 3-cone in a while, or I haven't done this in a while. Why would you want that to happen when you are doing a live evaluation in front of the coaches? All right, guys, so there are my tips and tricks on how to approach camp season. I hope you did take something out of this, and I hope you are going to use this advice and save a lot of money, save a lot of time, and save some heartbreak. Fact of the matter is, parents, is some of y'all got to step up, man. You got to make sure that your kids have a realistic expectation on what to get out of these camps when going into them, okay? All right, guys, so thank you for joining me here on Recruiting Board. Be sure to slap a thumbs up on this video. I haven't done an advice video in a long time. If you want me to cover something, or if you have something that you'd like me to talk about on this channel, leave it in the comments below or hit me up on Instagram at Recruiting Board. Make sure you subscribe to the RB Army, and again, share this video with someone that you know will benefit from it. I'm Alex Agrella with Recruiting Board, and I am signing off.